Louis Vuitton, the timeless legacy of luxury. In a world where elegance meets ambition and craftsmanship intertwines with dreams, one name has come to define the very essence of luxury: Louis Vuitton. It is more than a label, more than a monogram. It is a symbol of timeless artistry, innovation, and perseverance. But behind this legendary empire lies the story of a boy who once walked hundreds of miles from his village to Paris. A boy who dared to turn his vision into a legacy that would transcend centuries. Born on August 4, 1821, in a small village called Angers, France, Louis Vuitton grew up surrounded by the scenic beauty of the Jura Mountains. His father was a farmer and carpenter, and his mother was a milliner who crafted hats. But life in rural France during that time was far from easy. When Louis was just 10 years old, he lost his mother, an event that would mark his childhood with hardship. His father soon remarried, but the relationship between young Louis and his stepmother was strained. At the age of 13, he made a bold decision that would change his destiny forever. He left his home and began his journey toward Paris, entirely on foot. The journey took more than 2 years. Louis worked odd jobs, slept in barns, and faced hunger and exhaustion. Yet, every step carried him closer to his dream of a better life. Finally, in 1837, at the age of 16, he reached Paris, a city bursting with ambition, innovation, and transformation under the reign of Napoleon III. The Industrial Revolution had begun to reshape society, and with it came a new era of travel. People were moving more than ever before, by carriage, by train, and by sea, and they needed luggage that could endure the journey. Louis began working as an apprentice for Monsieur Maréchal, a renowned trunk maker and packer in Paris. His meticulous attention to detail and his passion for craftsmanship quickly set him apart. At that time, travel trunks were heavy, rounded at the top, and difficult to stack. Louis, however, saw the future differently. He envisioned luggage that was not only functional but beautiful, crafted with precision and purpose. His skills eventually caught the attention of Empress Eugénie de Montijo, the wife of Emperor Napoleon III. Appointed as her official boxmaker and packer, Louis became responsible for carefully arranging her wardrobe for travel, an honor that introduced him to the elite class of French society. By 1854, Louis Vuitton decided to open his own workshop at 4 Rue Neuve des Capucines, near Place Vendôme, Paris. Above the entrance, he placed a simple but powerful sign: "Securely packs the most fragile objects. Specializes in packing fashions." It was not just a promise. It was a declaration of quality. That same year, he married Clémence Émilie Pariot, and together they began building both a family and a legacy. Louis's revolutionary idea came in 1858, when he introduced the world's first flat-topped canvas trunk. Unlike traditional leather trunks that were bulky and curved, Louis's design was lightweight, airtight, and stackable, perfect for modern travel. The gray Trianon canvas he used became an instant success, admired for its durability and elegant simplicity. Soon, the Louis Vuitton workshop became synonymous with luxury and innovation. As his fame grew, imitation followed. Competitors began copying his designs, forcing Louis to think ahead once more. In 1876, he introduced a new design, the striped canvas pattern, to distinguish his creations. Later, his son Georges Vuitton, who inherited his father's innovative spirit, would take this idea even further. When the Franco-Prussian War broke out in 1870, Louis's workshop was destroyed, forcing him to start again. Undeterred, he rebuilt his brand in Asnières, a small suburb northwest of Paris, where he established a new workshop that still exists today as the Louis Vuitton Family House and Museum. It was here that his craftsmanship truly flourished, attracting aristocrats, explorers, and travelers from around the world. Louis Vuitton passed away in 1892, leaving behind not just a business but a vision, one rooted in elegance, precision, and courage. His son, Georges Vuitton, took the helm and began to transform the family name into a global symbol of luxury. To honor his father's legacy and combat counterfeiting, Georges introduced the now iconic LV monogram canvas in 1896, featuring the interlocking LV initials surrounded by geometric patterns and floral motifs. It was a design inspired by Japanese art and European sophistication, a fusion that embodied timeless beauty. Under Georges, the brand expanded internationally. In 1893, he brought Louis Vuitton to the Chicago World's Fair, marking the brand's first major appearance outside Europe. The world began to recognize that Louis Vuitton was not just a name. It was an emblem of perfection, representing the art of travel at its finest. Throughout the 20th century, the brand continued to evolve with the times. From the sturdy trunks of the 1800s to the elegant handbags of the 1900s, Louis Vuitton adapted to the changing world while never compromising on craftsmanship. The Speedy bag, Keepall, and Noé bag each became icons in their own right, combining practicality with elegance. Celebrities, royals, and travelers alike embraced the brand as a statement of prestige. As fashion evolved, so did Louis Vuitton. In 1987, the company merged with Moet et Chandon and Hennessy, forming LVMH, the world's largest luxury conglomerate. This merger marked a new chapter for the brand, allowing it to expand beyond luggage into fashion, accessories, watches, and more, while maintaining its core value of excellence. Under the leadership of Bernard Arnault, LVMH became a global powerhouse, housing names like Dior, Givenchy, and Fendi alongside Louis Vuitton. The brand's artistic collaborations also began redefining luxury. Visionary designers such as Marc Jacobs, Nicolas Ghesquière, and Virgil Abloh brought modernity to the maison, blending streetwear, art, and heritage in unprecedented ways. Abloh's tenure, in particular, bridged generations, introducing Louis Vuitton to a younger, more diverse audience, while staying true to the spirit of craftsmanship that Louis himself once embodied. Today, the Louis Vuitton monogram represents more than wealth or status. It stands for artistry, innovation, and legacy, a celebration of how one man's journey, begun with bare feet and determination, became a beacon of global culture. From the cobblestone streets of 19th-century Paris to the fashion capitals of the modern world, Louis Vuitton's story remains one of resilience, reinvention, and timeless vision. Louis Vuitton's legacy is not written merely in monograms or stitched in fine leather. It lives in the hands of every craftsman, in the dreams of every designer, and in the hearts of those who believe that excellence is an art form. From a boy who once carried nothing but hope to a brand that carries the world's definition of luxury, the journey of Louis Vuitton reminds us that true success is not built overnight, but shaped over generations. And so, as we walk through time, one truth remains clear. Fashion fades, but legacy endures, and the name Louis Vuitton will forever define it.